First, talk to us about how the restaurant business has changed. I understand a lot of your places have drive-through, but for the locations that don't, what's going to happen to them? What has happened to them?
Hey, good morning, Brian. Thank you for having us on. The good news is the vast majority of our stores have drive-through. Those who don't have done a lot of takeout business. We still deliver, and we've started curbside through this process, and we do that in all of our stores. But I think the challenge is going to be as we come back into full capacity in dining rooms is really going to be capturing those customers, making sure they're taken care of. But fortunately, most of our business is drive-through.
You know, I was talking with our restaurant correspondent, reporter extraordinaire, Kate Rogers, a couple of months ago, Chuck, and I was driving around looking at all the fast food places, and I thought, why would I have a dining room? If I owned a Taco Bell or a McDonald's, I'm rethinking everything. And I'm thinking, why not just have a tiny footprint, cut your real estate costs, only have drive-through? Why deal with the hassle, even post-pandemic, why deal with the hassle of an indoor dining room?
I think that's the question that we're all asking ourselves in the business, Brian, and that is, what do we do with real estate in the future? And we're really envisioning double drive-throughs, a place to actually come in, park for curbside delivery, and either no dining rooms or very little space. It's just not utilized like it used to be. It's different with full service, obviously, but with quick service, you're right on the money. I think that our business is looking at the future very differently than we look at where we are today.
Yeah, I'm going to date myself, Chuck. I grew up in California in the 70s and 80s, and there was something called the photo mat. I don't know if it existed where you grew up, which is you drove through and you gave them your film. If you remember that, it was a tiny little shack, and then you'd come back a couple days later and pick up your pictures. And I thought, this is kind of maybe what the restaurant, or at least the quick service restaurant, may end up with. Sounds like you guys are thinking the same thing, that the real estate costs have got to shrink, and they're going to shrink.
Absolutely. I think that's the return on investment in real estate in restaurants is really about where you put them, ABC locations. And I think that's the challenge for us. I do see double drive-throughs. Of course, there's some burger concepts out there that have that now, spend a lot less money on real estate. And I think all of us in QSR are thinking about those same things. And how do we either retrofit current buildings, or when we remodel or build new buildings, how much of that is really going to be for dine-in? It's been a small portion of Lee's chicken sales for a long time, maybe only 15%. Where before the pandemic, we were doing about 65% through drive-through. And now a lot of QSRs, we're doing almost all our business through drive-through delivery and curbside carryout. So it has very much changed.
By the way, we're looking at video of your store. It looks delicious. I'm so hungry, by the way. I'm on this weird sleep schedule. Anyway, Chuck, we'll have to you have to come to New Jersey. You're in Wausau, Wisconsin, but you're not in New Jersey. We got to fix that, Chuck. Anyway, what has been, obviously, we're 7 to 8 months into this now, okay? At the beginning, it was just basically figure it out, in the bunker, get things done. Now we've had time to reflect. We've had time to adapt. What has been maybe the most surprising thing about this unfortunate experience from a business perspective? What have you learned? What have you discovered?
Great question. I think we really think about that a lot. It has been very surprising, even though we had an app for online ordering and it was in process before the pandemic. That has blown up about 300% since then. They don't really even want to call anymore. It's online ordering, which we like. And that has been our customer, even though we are a fried chicken concept, and sometimes our customer it's definitely an evolving customer, but we have a lot more, 8 to 10% of our customers are brand new to us. And so a lot of those have come through online, and that may be old hat to some brands, but we've been around for about 55 years. We've gone through the ups and downs, and so we're just introducing this app technology and online over the last year or so. But the pandemic has put a lot more opportunity there. We've seen that really become adopted by most of our customers, and that's very interesting to us. It's a lot more data.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.